There we go then, ladies and gents. That is what you missed yesterday. If you got serious FOMO from that and you want to come and join us today, it'd be awesome to see you live here in person down in London at the old Truman Brewery. If you're watching this on the app on your way here, we cannot wait to see you, welcome you back and reconnect with our event community. Now, down at the show, there's already people starting to come in. Well, I'm not going to lie, just walking around a few of the exhibitor stands, there might be a few bleary eyes this morning, a couple of sore heads, because last night we had the Event Tech Awards. Massive recognition for people in the industry, and I'm delighted to open the show this morning with none other than triple award winners Glisser, and I'm joined by VanessaLovatt. Good morning, Vanessa, and congratulations.
It was indeed a brilliant evening. Much celebration was had, and we're really, really chuffed. It was great.
I'm not surprised. I've actually got the list of all three events that you did win last night. You won Best Use of Technology for Audience Participation. We've got Best Conference Technology for over 10,000 attendees and Best Hybrid Event Platform or Production for under 1,000 people. So how do you feel about winning the triple?
Do you know, we are so happy because those three different awards represent the entire spectrum of what we can do with Glisser. So we can do the smaller scale, we can do the massive events, and they are all about participation. So for us to win all three is an absolute win for us. Overall, the whole team's delighted, and yeah, it's a real buzz. It's a massive buzz.
And dare I ask how you celebrated last night? Was it a wild one, or did you behave yourselves ready for day two?
We were quite sensible because we have a big day ahead of us today, but the whole team are coming out tonight. We're going for a curry on Brick Lane, seeing as we are in the heart of curry in London. So there will be celebrations tonight.
Fantastic, and so watch out Brick Lane if you are around in London tonight. Glisser out on the town. Out of the three awards, is the one that stands out, that means more to you than the others?
I think probably the 10,000 Technology Award, so Conference Technology for more than 10,000 attendees. We're really proud of our scalability and our security, and we do that on a weekly basis. But weirdly, not a lot of people know that. So I think to win that, it shows, it's the proof. We're really awesome at it. So I think for the team to know that is great too.
And were you actually expecting to win? I know there's some tough competition. There's a lot of amazing suppliers. Were you confident beforehand?
No, not at all. I don't think you can ever be confident of a win. We were hopeful, of course, and I think we hoped of the nominations we might walk away with one, but to have taken all three was just, absolutely brilliant.
And how does it feel to win an award, from actually event tech and the actual industry, to be recognised by people in the industry you work in? How does that, make a difference to you?
It's a serious endorsement. The people who are judging know their stuff. This is the people who are both using and have developed and designed similar sorts of products. They really know what to look for. So it's a huge endorsement. I know that the work that goes into creating awards and running awards is massive. And to be the recipient of all of that hard work that goes into it is, it's hugely fulfilling. The whole team should be pleased. And we've actually had some customers get in touch as well to congratulate. So it brings us together with our customers too. It's a brilliant, brilliant event.
That is absolutely fantastic news there. And congratulations once again on all your awards. Going back to Event Tech Live, how was day one for you live back in person?
Fantastic. I love people. I mean, we run a virtual and hybrid product, but you cannot replace in-person communication. You just can't. It's refreshing, it's rejuvenating, and finally we're able to do it, pretty free reign, which is great. Very safe feeling here too. I think they've been great on the measurements required to gain access to the event. Certainly had some people saying, why do we need the masks? We've already shown that we are negative, and also that we have the vaccination, but having the masks just adds that extra level. So I think awesome on that front. We had a lot of fun at our booth yesterday as well. We ran a pop-up hybrid. So we had 8 speakers, which we live streamed from our booth.
Wow.
It was pretty intense, but it was really, really fun. And it, again, brought a different energy to the booth. It brought something that I don't think before the pandemic anyone would have really thought about doing. So I do feel people are being creative, sort of thoughtful, and actually probably putting a bit more in as a result of this being more of a novelty factor right now.
Brilliant. I was loving the creativity there. So that was day one for you of the live sessions. What does day two hold for you? Are you running anything on your booth today, or are you taking it a little bit easier and just sticking to in-person conversations?
pretty much sticking to in-person conversations. So Glisser's being used on all 4 stages. So 4 of the team are on each of those stages, busy with the product itself, but the rest of us will be on the booth. We have some pre-prepared meetings. It's been great to be able to do that through the app that's available for the show, and otherwise, just looking forward to meeting some people who want to know more, and perhaps even those who don't know that they want to know more yet. It's a great opportunity to educate.
Absolutely. And are you going to take part in any of the sessions? Are you going to join any of the main stage sessions or get around any of the talks today?
Yeah, great question. I'm not, personally. I'm going to stay on the booth, but we have allocated some of our team members are definitely going to be going to certain sessions at certain times because the content is good. There's some fantastic speakers. Some have travelled a very long way to be here, so it's great to see them in person instead of online for a change. So we'll be doing a blog based on some of the content as well.
Fantastic. And anybody, as I say, sat on the fence now, sat at home going, I could make that today, what would you say to them?
Oh, come on down. Like, really do come. The vibe's awesome. Brilliant people. This sector is filled with fantastic people. Like, we know this anyway, but I think we've all got a little bit too comfy, sat on our comfy seats at home, and actually you don't even need to take your trainers off to come here. Everyone's wearing trainers. That's the kind of informality that you have. So do come. It's fun. It's great. It's definitely worth the trip.
Cool. And just Event Tech Live as a whole, I know you've been to a few of these in the past. You know, Glisser's been here and playing a good part in it. What would you say to anyone in 3 words to sum up Event Tech Live?
I would say, you can definitely tell this isn't prepared. Fun. I think that goes without saying perhaps, but I'm going to go with fun. Business focused, can I have that as 1 word? And creative. I think it's been really creative.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll let you off with the double word
Hyphenated.
there. Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of just, let's get to know our speaker a little bit more. Just outside of work, is there any piece of tech in your life that has changed your life? Might be a piece of software, might be a piece of hardware. It doesn't have to be work related, but what can you not live without?
So, I've got 2. The first is my robot vacuum. I love it. It has a name. My son named it Honk Honk, so love it. We even get Alexa to turn on Honk Honk. Robot vacuum, huge fan, definitely recommend. And the other is software, which is makes me sound so old, it's a family calendar, which everyone in the family uses for diarising, and it has quite literally transformed our lives. No longer do we double book. My husband and I race to get things in the calendar first, because if you're in there first, basically that's the rule. No one else can go over it. And it's brilliant. So yeah, family calendar and robot hoover. I'm not sure if that makes me sound very exciting or not.
It opens our eyes up a little bit more about you, I feel like. I feel like we have learned a little bit more about you on a personal level there. Just in terms of, Glisser and here at the show, are you launching anything new? Have you got any sort of big events and projects coming up that might be exciting you that we can get excited about as well?
Yes, we have. Thank you very much for asking that question, because that's one of the main reasons we're here, actually. We launched 2 sort of major features in the platform. And the first is we now have attendee connectivity. It's very simple. We've opted for a very straightforward approach. Attendees can now connect with each other through LinkedIn on the platform. So we're really pleased to have announced that here. And the other major platform announcement, which is actually bigger than that, is Glisser Elements. So this is an entirely new way of using Glisser. Still the same fundamental component parts of the platform, but now you can reuse them however you see fit. So you can reskin the platform to rearrange them in an order that suits you better. You can turn some off, or you can take them and put them into a website of your choice. So for us, this is a massive change in the way that you can use the platform. And we see that that's probably the direction that the whole event sector is going to go, much more towards customization and to bespoke event experiences. And we're really pleased to have announced that yesterday.
Wow, fantastic stuff. If people at home or joining us virtually want to learn more about it, what's the best way? Is it to connect with you on the platform, to go to the website? What's the best way to get in touch and learn more about your new and exciting developments?
Keep it simple and say just glisser.com. Hopefully you can remember that.
Fantastic. And just, I've been asking all our guests this week, about the future of the industry. What do you think is going to be the big trends for? I'm asking you to look into a crystal ball now a little bit. For 2022, do you see live events having a huge, comeback? Do you see hybrid the way forward, or do you see sort of virtual events maintaining the popularity? What do you see as the future for our industry?
Perhaps rather annoyingly, I'm going to say all three. Absolutely, in-person will return, no question, assuming COVID continues on the trajectory that it currently is. And that's good, that's great, that's exactly what should happen. The event sector is a remarkable part of the business world at large, and often one that I think is sort of, kind of flies under the radar a little bit. But there is no way that people are just going to forget about all of this online and virtual experience that they have now got under their belt. And so what I think we'll see, and actually what I hope we'll see in the sort of shorter term, is that whilst we all use the word hybrid a lot right now, that will gradually get phased out, and we'll just be back to running events, and the vast majority of them will have an online element in some regard or other. I think the corporates will do a lot more online than they did previously, because it's such a huge contributing factor towards sustainability targets. So answer to your question, absolutely back to in-person, but with a very, very heavy online component.
I think, like you say, it's just nice to get back to events, and like you say, they won't be the same as they were, as we always knew them, but it'd be nice to just brand everything as we just run events, which is what we all love doing, and that's why we're all here. And that final thing, as I say, just from a delegate perspective in terms of Event Tech Live, what do you think people actually come here, so not exhibitors actually, as a delegate come in, experiencing the show, what do you think they'd get out of the experience if they actually came down to London today?
Yeah, I think you would be quite energized, is the first thing I'm going to say, at the positivity, the progress that's here. Again, I'm going to say creativity, because there is a lot of it, but there's some really quite unique companies here as well. Some that certainly I hadn't come across before, so it's great to see them and be able to talk to them in person. There's even a technology therapy area, which I love, where there are 8 companies there who haven't been able to come in person, and they're being represented in that area too. Because again, that's a creative way to bring companies that haven't been able to come here. And yeah, I think you'll get quite a lot of inspiration of things that you could do in your own events.
Have you been to the technology therapy lounges yet? Have you experienced it? Because we had Dahlia here yesterday telling us about it, and it sounded brilliant. I've seen it from afar, but I haven't been in myself. Have you been there and had a go yet?
I have not, because yesterday I was presenting from our booth. Today is my day to go to the Technology Therapy Centre, and I said to Dahlia, I'll go and have a scream with her.
That's it. As I say, I went down and had a look. I've seen some video clips, and it's definitely an experience that you can't get that online, can you? You absolutely need to be here for that. Well, Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us here and opening the main stage for day 2 live here at Event Tech Live in London, and day number 4 for our hybrid experience. I know you've got a lot going on your stand today, so I'll say thank you for your time. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Enjoy the curry with the team tonight. I say, watch out, London. The Glisser team are coming celebrating, so just be aware they're going to be out there this evening.